talk about again? The business?
That's a great way to start. We talk about the biz.
Are we starting now?
We're starting now. That's a perfect. Welcome, Erica Rhodes.
Thank you, Latif.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a scheduling on, off, but you're here, which is the important part.
Yes, we did it.
Yeah, and we know each other from, I think we met at the Comedy Store with DJ Demers.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, he introduced
It feels
you.
like a long time ago, but also it doesn't feel long.
Yeah, it feels like, very
recent.
recent, but also a long time ago. Which is
That's like everything now.
It is, because it's like our lives are like we're living them in forward. We're planning ahead. We're like posting. We're
Do you feel like you're having a hard time being present in the moment?
so hard.
I'm really trying to. I need to like get into meditation hardcore because
Yeah.
I don't know where the last 10 years went. Like literally, I don't know what
It's
happened.
gone.
That's what happens, I guess, in your 30s. You're like, what happened to
Yeah,
my
it just
life?
flies by, and then you get into
gone.
routine, and like you, especially LA, nothing changes.
Yeah,
Everything's
the weather's
the same.
Although today's a beautiful day.
So
I woke
nice.
up and I was like, whoa, how can you be upset in this weather?
You can't be upset, but it is hard because I just find I have so many small tasks to do. Like, gotta post, respond to this text. Like, even just on the phone, it's like distracting.
I think the phone is stealing our lives away.
It's kind of evil in a way.
It is. I keep saying I need to take like a 10-day sabbatical
Right.
or something.
I
But
have
that
this-
sounds like a lot.
I'd showed it before, but I'll show it again. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a phone lock box.
And
So
you just
put-
lock it from yourself?
Yeah. It's actually a cookie jar. I saw
Uh-huh.
Neil Brennan posted about it.
Oh, really?
And you put it in like that. You set a time. We'll do it now.
Oh, you set a timer?
You're like, okay, well, I'll just do 20 minutes because I'm scared. But maybe 10. Okay, 10. And it'll lock. And then you can write and do things.
Why is it so big?
It's for cookies.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You can buy a smaller one, but
I love it because, yeah, the timer thing is really brilliant. Unless you could just use self-discipline and set a timer
But
and
can
not
we?
touch it. No, apparently
Yeah.
not.
So in 4 seconds, it's going to lock. Cannot access. So I'm here focused with you.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. I like this plan.
Yeah.
Where do you get one of those? Just
I got it on
anywhere?
Amazon. It's kind
Yeah.
of expensive.
It is?
Yeah.
Like how much?
How much do you think it should be?
$20?
No, it's like 50. Yeah.
That's expensive.
I think it was a Shark Tank thing and they maybe don't make many of them. I don't know. It's way more. It should be about $25, but it's not. Maybe they come down, but
It's
for
not. It's
what-
not a bad idea.
it's a good idea. I
mean,
don't use it as much as I should, but yeah, we got to be more mindful, meditate.
I've been
be
going
present.
to yoga, and even yoga is like at least 2 hours where I'm not on my phone.
Oh yeah.
You
and
know,
totally.
even if I'm not in the moment, like if my brain's wandering, at least it's not And then I realize that I write, like I think of all these ideas in yoga because I'm not distracted by other
Right.
things.
And driving.
Yeah, driving, I think of jokes
Yeah.
in the shower. Gary Goldman said that you think of a lot of jokes in the shower, and there's like
Right.
some scientific reason for it.
Because it's like they had this thing in the Senate or something. Bill Gates was testifying, and they grabbed this like paper from the senators. Like, look at this senator. He's an idiot. He's just doodling, and they're like, oh no, that was Bill Gates's paper. And so sometimes like when your mind needs to do something simple like shower or doodle to get the other
Right.
side of it. Like
But I think
going.
there's something with water too.
Water,
I think
yeah.
water has some weird, I'm going to look it up, but it has some chemical thing where it like soothes you or
Mm-hmm.
makes you like get into a different brain space.
For sure. I started drinking way more water and I feel fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not good at drinking water.
I love coffees like
Me
you
too.
so much that I'll drink 2 cups of coffee and then be like, oh, I need some water.
Yeah, I should drink more water.
But I don't buy like water's in coffee. Like I don't really buy.
Yeah.
Otherwise we would die because there's days I don't drink water.
I
For
know.
Sure.
I need to drink. Now I'm thirsty.
Yeah, I brought you some.
Thank you.
And then so we did some Wise Guys shows together.
Yes.
It was so fun.
It was really
we were
fun.
kind of stranded in Utah in a way
yeah,
together.
it was a little dramatic. I was going through some stuff, and you were amazing about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We had a great time. We got some great food, breakfast.
Yeah, we had really fun shows.
Yeah, really fun shows, packed shows.
Packed shows, really fun.
They came out for you.
Yeah. By the way, the jokes that I was working on, they're like, because I was doing all these new jokes
Yeah.
that were not formulated at all. Now they're way better.
Oh,
I
they're
can't
just
wait
together?
They're like, it's just more flesh. Like, it's probably a little bit what it was, like the premises, but now at least I know where the punchlines were.
Oh, that's
Before
great.
I was like, I'm just going to throw this out there.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so the pirate is still there? Yes.
I'm not going to tell you it yet.
No, don't say it online. But
yeah,
like,
but it's
a
funny.
good one.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm so happy. That's great.
Thank you.
Because I mean, that was one of the bold choices you had to make. Be like, do I hit him with the classics, or do I
do what's
flush
real?
out the new stuff? And,
yeah.
And I remember you saying that, like, I just need to do this. This is, and it felt right, and the people loved it, and it was
great. It was pretty cool. It was like, it felt, and it was the first show it was the first show in the new year, and I just had a lot in my mind. And I don't think I've ever done that, like in a headline set where I'm just like, I'm just going to talk.
Right.
And then I just did that. It was really fun.
And you started off in Hollywood how? As a writer, as an actress, as a comedy
actress.
First? Actress.
Yeah,
okay.
I did like acting my whole life.
Oh, wow.
So I sort of started out as an actress, and I was doing a lot. I like did one of these big, not big, but it was a web series that got millions of views. And I did that, and then I did all these other like non-union projects forever, and I wasn't breaking into anything. And then I started stand-up, and like everything kind of fell
Coalesced.
much. Yeah, it's like I do feel like the universe sort of guides you in like weird ways where it's like, if you are, people are like, don't ever give up. But if you keep failing at something, it might be like, adjust a little. Not like don't give up, but like adjust the dream a little.
Absolutely. Like, the universe can tell you, like, you're kind of not on the right path.
Like you're close. Like I would get little things.
Yeah.
You know, it's like yeah, you're good at this, but this isn't your main thing. This isn't your passion.
Right, and then it can augment the old thing.
Yeah.
So now your stand up is doing well, and then you get more acting stuff, and then they kind of feed on each other. It's like a cycle.
Exactly. That's what I would say. I think if I were giving people advice, I would say, you don't have to give up, but definitely adjust. Like, think about what you are good at. Like, because people aren't good at like a general thing usually, unless like you're like booking acting work left and right. Usually it's like you might be good at certain roles or certain specific things, or you might be. I feel like everybody has like a very specific thing they're great at, and if you can find that thing, then that's what you should do.
Totally. And there's like a way. When you catch momentum, it's the best feeling because it's like, this is like where I'm supposed to be, and things are rolling.
And it took me a little while with stand up because I was really bad at first. So
everyone is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Some people aren't though, and then they actually quit sometimes.
Oh, really?
The people that are really good at first, if they have one bad show, then they quit.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I've seen that happen a lot.
Or if you're like Eddie Murphy, like great at 19 or whatever.
And he's bored.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm too good at this.
I'm too good.
Too easy. And didn't Chappelle take a long break?
I think he took a break after the show, but I think he started really young too.
Yeah, I feel like everyone eventually like burns out and needs a break, and then they come back.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe
there's cycles, and you go through stuff. And do you consider yourself like comedian first now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great feeling.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Which is weird because so many comics are like, you act, right? You're mostly an actress, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I get on stage every night.
Yeah.
I barely book any acting roles, you know? Like I've done a couple small things on stuff, but I don't know why people see me as an actress.
Maybe because they probably see you on TV.
Barely. Like, what have you seen me on?
I don't know. I've only seen you on the Bring the Funny.
Well, that was a stand-up show.
Yeah, I know. So, I don't know what people are talking about.
I don't know either.
I heard this great thing on this other podcast I listened to, Spike's Car Radio. It's like a car podcast. And he has comedians on sometimes. And they're talking about Jay Leno when he had the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
That like how it would feed his stand-up and stand-up would feed the show. And if the show was ever lagging in a certain market, like the ratings were down, he would book a tour in that area. Perform, and it would bring the show up, and that's how he kind of maintained also #1. Like that's really smart thinking.
That's insane. That's like perfectionist, you know.
Yeah.
That's like compulsive being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
But that's also what it takes, I guess.
Compulsive.
You got to be
you gotta strive for #1. It's like having like pushing, like having that competition with him and Letterman, like who's going to be
that's
#1.
Strategic. I mean, it's super strategic. Like it's really smart.
Yeah. And also, I guess he doesn't have kids, so he has a lot of time to like plan.
Jay Leno?
No kids.
I thought he had kids.
No, his kids are his cars.
He really doesn't have kids?
No.
Why did I just assume he had kids?
I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
He's got a big, he's the car guy. I saw him at Comedy and Magic Club not too long ago, and he was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did really good. I love that place.
I got to open for him once there. I know, I love that place too.
It's just they treat you so well.
They're so nice, and there's such a good feeling when you go there. I feel like I consider it my home club, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because I perform there probably most when I'm in town, even though it's not really in town.
Yeah.
It's far. It's a long drive, but then it's worth it. They pay you, decent, and then you get fed, and everybody's nice. And the shows are great. And they're always packed.
Yeah, the audiences are great. And
they know comedy.
It feels like a road club in California.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then do you consider yourself a clean comedian?
I don't really actually, but other people do. I mean, I guess I veer that way and I can work clean. Yeah. But I don't really identify it, because I have I swear a little bit and I have some drug stuff, and I did that dry bar thing, and and after my set they were like, it was a little spicy. Yeah. So maybe I'm a spicy clean comic.
But you're clean enough for dry bar. So
that's true. But I don't consider myself a clean comic because I don't want to limit myself, and I'm working a little bit more edgy lately. Yeah. I do talk about sex and stuff.
Right. It's interesting the different labels you can have and which ones. Certain ethnic comedians will embrace their ethnicity as the label and some won't. And it's it's all part of this thing we have to do as humans in a full 24/7 media landscape is create our brand. What are we going to say we are?
Well, are you clean?
I am clean.
You are, yeah. I mean, I think it's helpful if you can work clean. Yeah. But I don't want to I don't really want to identify that way because I don't want to be I just do this one thing, you know.
I do mention it if I'm booking something by the way, I do work clean, but I'm also dark too, so it's
see, I feel if you want to work dark, you could kind of limit yourself if you just want to work clean. But I do think it's a good thing to aspire to. Right. I aspire to work clean. I really feel very. I mean, I mention him all the time, but Gary Goldman's one of my favorite comics, and he said, he was swearing in his act, and then he kind of started to feel it was too easy for him, and so he stopped and felt better about it. But you wouldn't see an interview with him and him be I'm a clean comic, and you also don't watch him thinking he's a clean comic. You just think he's a really great comic.
Right. That's how basically I don't swear. That's my thing.
That's good. I do swear a little.
Yeah, but I mean, swear a little. You present it well, and
I know people don't.
You don't even notice.
The thing is, I'll swear, and people be "You're so clean," and I'm I actually swore. Yeah. So that's funny how people see you that way. I also don't do political jokes.
Right. Neither do I. Yeah.
I have one political joke, and I swear I've done shows where people have been she's a little political for me, and I'm
wow.
I did one political joke. Literally, I only have one. Yeah. And I've had people be she was a little political, and I'm it's so weird how people can just veer their opinion based on anything.
Right. Actually, no, I do have one that's close, but it's not. It doesn't talk about. It just makes fun of the situation, not it doesn't take a stance left or right.
Even if you do a tiny, tiny bit of something, people can be people can label you as this is what they do, right? Because they'll zero in on it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
A little bit, huh? But I can work clean.
Yeah. And you have to for late nights and stuff like that.
Yeah, I haven't done a late night yet though. Have you?
No, I haven't. That's one of my goals for this year is to try to figure it out, what the process is, who to hit, which one, Yeah. You have a manager though, right? Mm-hmm. So they can help you figure out which one. I think Conan's always a great one for stand-ups.
I think I've been rejected by Conan a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But part of it's you just keep doing it.
Yeah, you keep trying. Yeah. Now I'm having the opposite problem as when I first submitted, where all my jokes are getting too long. They're getting longer because I'm headlining and I want longer jokes.
Yeah.
But before you want short, but for a late night you want those one-liners.
One-liners, yeah, forced quick jokes or kind of one in a tag.
So I do have a couple new jokes that would be perfect for late night. I can't wait to tell you one of my new jokes.
Oh, okay. We'll get some food after, and I want to hear them offline. Yeah.
It's really good.
I have my first 4-minute bit, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, one bit that's 4 minutes? 4 minutes,
yeah.
That's exciting.
With jokes in between it.
I love that feeling.
I'm trying to cram it down into 3.
Okay.
So I feel like I could crush it. The only thing I don't have is how to get out of it.
Maybe we can do a quick writing workshop after, because I need some help with one of my jokes.
Yeah, it's just I keep trying the finish part. It just never.
I hate
it goes
that
like
feeling.
this, and then just kind of.
You
like,
need one.
All right.
I know. See, I have a joke that ends in an applause break.
Yeah.
And then I keep trying to tag it, but none of the tags are working.
Yeah.
Because it's like an applause break, and then you kind of feel like, oh, I could say something that could get another laugh after that. Because you sort of want the applause, but then you also want the laugh.
Right.
And I need like that perfect tag that will be like, oh, like get a second laugh.
Yeah.
And I keep trying things, and they just kind of fall flat. And I'm like, oh, that didn't work. Now that didn't work. Now that didn't work.
I was talking with Ivan Decker. We were actually driving to.
I love him.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
So we were driving, and he was telling me some of his jokes, and I just thought to myself, and I told him this. I was like, "Wow, if I had written that joke, I would have stopped here." And then you had 2 more things that you tagged.
That's the difference between like really great the comics that like have been doing it forever. They'll do one subject and they'll just keep going on that one subject.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, and you just can't get more laughs out of it.
He has
like,
the best oatmeal joke.
Oh, the oatmeal
joke. I love his oatmeal joke with the cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, cinnamon and raisin.
Cinnamon and raisin.
Oh, yeah.
I forget it, but it makes me laugh every time.
Yeah, I mean, we won't do it just go see Ivan.
Yeah, go see Ivan. Okay.
And then there's a new Netflix comedy thing that just got announced. That's pretty cool, right? The special in town, or not the special, the festival. This huge fest. Did you see that?
Yeah, that we're not in.
We're not in. But
so happy for everyone.
I'm happy for everyone. It's good for LA
cool.
too.
Yeah, that's true. When is it happening?
I don't know, April or something. Because we just had the Southland Fest. Because LA doesn't really have festivals. So we had the Southland Festival.
I don't know what the Southland Festival.
It was the first time they did it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was
it?
Like,
oh, was
it
that
was in January?
Did you do it?
I did, yeah.
Oh, was it fun?
It was great.
Oh, cool.
I mean, you're just doing spots at the clubs and like other like indie shows.
Yeah, I think I ran into people on shows where they're like, "This is part of the festival," and I'm like, "It is."
Yeah, so you're a part of it.
I don't think so.
And
I was adjacent.
But it's cool. It feels like because there's like JFL, which is the big one, and I'm sure
Right.
Netflix is competing with that. And Netflix has their like radio station.
Netflix can be affiliated with JFL a little. Maybe.
Yeah, they shoot a lot of their specials up there.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, exactly. They did all those like the 150 specials around the world or whatever.
Oh yeah,
they shot those at
Comedians
JFL.
of the World.
Yeah, the Comedians of the World.
150.
No, I'm exaggerating.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. There was a point where it was like every day.
Yeah,
a special was coming out. It
was like a 10-minute special.
And then they kind of pulled
every
back.
10 minutes. Yeah.
And now people are just doing it themselves. It seems like I have 2 friends that are like huge comedians that I'm sure you love and everyone loves that like just did it themselves.
Sam Morril just did his own and put on YouTube and got like 1 million views.
I mean, that's
good
great
for him.
Yeah, I mean, like just do it.
You can just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard. You just need a camera.
Yeah, 2 or 3 cams, someone who knows what they're
sound,
doing. A good
mic the audience.
Yeah. And it looks great.
And have a really good show.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Do it. And then you were opening for Tom Papa, right?
Yeah.
Tom Papa's one of those guys who's like clean but not too. Like
I really like Tom. I really like his whole thing.
I saw him at Dynasty and he was just destroying.
He's just on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a really good writer. His writing is great.
Yeah.
It's whenever people want to get to the next level, they have to look at their writing. You know, you can only be so good if you're not a disciplined writer.
For sure. When I have a day when I accomplish many things, but I don't write, I'm still very upset.
Yeah. And I don't think you have to try to write jokes. I think just write. That's what I would recommend is just write, you know? You don't have to be like, I have to write the best joke right now. Just write whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'll like whatever you're going through in your life it will be material eventually.
Totally. You did a comedy album recently.
Yeah, now it's been a while. Yeah, it might have been, gosh, I don't remember.
It was about a year ago, right?
Yeah, it was released in October, I think.
Okay.
Was it? I don't remember.
And it did well?
It went to #1 for a day.
Hey, #1.
Yeah, then you get bragging rights forever.
Right, you get a little screen capture next to whoever number 2 is.
All you want to do is get it to 1 for like, even if it's an hour, you're like, then you can brag forever about it.
Yeah, it's like you're next to like, for some reason, I mean, it's one of the best albums of all time, but Skanks for the Memories is always, Dave Attell's album is always in the top 10. It's just like perpetually
is it?
there.
I thought Jim Gaffigan had 5.
Oh yeah, Jim Gaffigan's always there.
Speaking of writing, oh my God, the number of jokes he has on every subject.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all, like most of comedy is writing.
Absolutely. Writing and discipline. because everything is like within. All your failings is yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
You have no one else to like look at. But that's why I keep these pads out. I like to write pen and paper still. I'm not. If I go on the computer, it's like it's over. Gmail's popping up.
It's got to be it has to be more creative, the pen and paper thing.
It is.
I'm actually concerned that people aren't as creative without it.
Yeah, and then I'll take it from the paper and put it in a computer so it lives somewhere where I can move them in order and I should stuff.
This is my writing process. Is I think of something funny, and if I can remember it the next day, then I write it down, and then if I can still remember it, then I put it in my act. And if I can still remember it, it stays in my, like, it's all about if I actually remember it, then it's good.
You're like the Jay-Z of writing. You just, it's all in the head.
But if I don't remember it, sometimes I'll find old notes and I'll be like, that was really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if my process is actually that great.
What was it like from the business side of recording albums? Like I recorded a lot of, music albums in my past, and we're recording a comedy album. It's getting the venue, making sure the people are there, having a great set, maybe doing 2.
I did 5.
5?
But I ended up using 1.
Okay.
I didn't even edit it.
Oh, nice.
Because I couldn't listen to it.
Oh.
And my manager kept being like, can you listen to it? And I was like, I can't. And he's like, well, this show is really great. How about we just, and then I finally forced myself to listen, and I took out a couple crowd work things.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And otherwise, it's 1 show.
Oh, nice.
Even though I did 5.
And then you just chop it up into tracks. Mm-hmm. And then you're sending it to, did you use a record label or you did it yourself?
Did. Well, so Helium, the comedy club, they produced it for me.
Oh, nice.
So they had a sound guy and everything.
Great.
Who was great.
Yeah.
And he did an excellent job. And then I did it at Portland Helium. Mm-hmm. So they just did a lot of it for me.
Mm-hmm. And then you shoot an album cover?
Yes.
So photos?
Yeah, I had a friend do that.
And does Helium get it on Sirius XM and stuff?
Yeah, they helped with that. Yeah,
That's
they helped
great.
with a lot of stuff. Yeah, Helium was great, and I think they just started producing albums.
Mm-hmm.
I think they also maybe did a comic. I'm blanking on. I think it was Sean. Oh, why am I blanking on his last name? Anyway, Sean Patton.
Sean Patton. Oh, nice.
In New York, he's really funny. I think they did his as well.
Okay, so that's good. So you have like a team that really developed it and did it for you.
Yeah, I got lucky because they were really supportive of me. And actually that all happened because I did JFL, and then I was having brunch, and Alonzo Bowden,
love Alonzo Bowden.
Me too. He introduced me to the guys at Helium who were there, and then they booked me right away.
Nice.
And then I did the album, and yeah, so it all kind of fell together from JFL.
Perfect. Which year did you do JFL?
Gosh, was it 2 years ago now?
2 years ago? Oh, nice. Yeah. Awesome. In 2018?
Gosh, I guess.
Oh, wow.
What is it? Yeah, I think it was, now I'm wondering if it was 3 years ago, but that scares me.
Because time's flying.
Yeah. It might have been 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, it was New Faces?
Yeah.
Oh,
I auditioned 4 times.
4 times?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just put in my first one this year, so we'll see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got a great killer tape at New York Comedy Club.
Oh, good for you.
It was just a perfect 7, so.
That's great.
Yeah, we'll
Fingers
see.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. I mean, from what I hear, it's like you just keep doing it and things happen.
Yeah.
And there's always those success stories. Like, people are like, I got it my first time. You're like, all right. But it's also like I'm plowing forward irrespective of it. Like I'm doing a pod, I'm doing the shows. Like I think that's the way to be. Just keep investing in yourself.
Just do every project. Yeah.
And then if some things happen, like you get a late night, that's cool. But you don't want to be in a position anymore where you're waiting on any gatekeepers.
No, you gotta you can do everything yourself, so you might as well.
And it's more exciting. Like I remember, like even still when I meet music artists too, and you're like, I'm writing, I'm producing, I'm doing this. Everyone wants to be a part of that.
Right. Yeah, you're creating it instead, and that's why we do stand up anyway.
Yeah.
Is so that we're self-sufficient.
Yeah. I remember this tweet you had. You're like, well, I'm going to be the last comedian without a podcast.
I still am.
And I favored it. I was like, I think I said like me too or something. And then I started one.
I know. I still don't have one.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to put my energy in. I like making little short films, and I think that's what I'm going to put my energy into. Yeah.
First passion always shows.
Yeah.
And clipping like little videos and stuff, it really brings awareness.
Yeah.
And look at Trevor Wallace. He's killing it with the videos. Oh my God. Yeah. And that feeds his stand-up, then it feeds his tour,
right.
and it's like this great cycle.
I like making stuff that's more visual, I think.
Yeah, like funny clips.
I've just been making little I can't say I've been making them. I made one like 2 years ago, and then I made another one recently.
Oh, nice.
But when I do it, I feel like, oh, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, it's very, it feels good to produce something quickly and
yes.
like just be like, wow,
and then
I did
like,
that.
Yeah, even if it's not like amazing, you're like, here's something I wrote, you know?
It does like, it is amazing because it's done.
Right.
You know? Like,
yeah, finishing anything is amazing.
Like even with the pod, I started and I was like, oh, the music's not right. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have the cameras yet. I'm like, I'm just starting with audio and I'm going to fix and go as I go. Like
that's a way to do it. Yeah. Perfection's the enemy of art.
Enemy of, everything.
That's some quote someone else said.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, totally. I wasted like 8 months just waiting around. I was like, I could have had like 32 more episodes. Yeah.
See, it's like, you don't do things until you're ready to do them. And so then you don't do them.
Yeah. And for you, you're on the road a lot.
Yeah.
And you're you do something which is great. Is like your income is from comedy. So like that is a big step to be able to be like, this is what I do. I am a comedian.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
Yeah. Cool and scary, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's weird because then when I'm home, because my manager and I were like, I think you need a break from the road, because I was getting when you saw me, by the way, that was like my last show on the road. I was so tired.
Yeah.
Like even my energy level with like being nice to people, like usually I like try to befriend the wait staff and like I try to like get to know everyone.
You were always pleasant, even if you were.
Okay, that's good, because I didn't feel pleasant. I felt like I'm just not even talking to I talked to you guys, you know?
And you had a couple weirdos talking to you.
And Spencer. Who was, oh yes, you mean audience people? Yeah, that's always happens.
Yeah.
But like, usually try to like, like hang out or stuff, but I was just so tired. I was like, I can't have no energy.
We're going to have a Wise Guys reunion at the Comedy Bunker in like a couple weeks.
Really?
Me, you, and Spencer.
Oh, we're doing that. Wait, which show is that?
The Comedy Bunker.
But that was the date you told me about.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I might have to reschedule that.
All right. Well,
I just got a weekend in.
Oh, really?
In Illinois.
Okay, that's fine. Spencer might be sad, but
I know. Darn. Wait, it was the March 28th one?
March 25th, I think. It's a Wednesday.
Oh, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if we have to keep rescheduling things, that's not good.
Honestly, if you need to reschedule, it's totally fine.
No, I really want to have that reunion, though.
Yeah.
I think that I'm flying the next day.
Oh, really?
Should I look now? No, I'll look
after.
Nah,
we'll look later.
I'll look after.
He'll get over it.
No, I'm pretty sure it'll be okay.
Yeah. And we're running shows, 2 or 3 shows a month, too.
Because I think I'm just leaving the Thursday before my shows.
Okay, where are you headed?
To the Jukebox Comedy Club.
Jukebox? I don't know that one.
You heard of that? It's in Peoria, Illinois.
Nice.
Yeah, because I told my manager, I was like, I need at least one road date this month.
Yeah. Peoria.
Wow,
I don't even know where that is.
Way outside of Chicago.
Right, somewhere within driving distance of Chicago.
3 hours, I think.
And then, in terms of like how you book road gigs, is that like through your manager, an agent?
Yeah, my manager does mostly. I don't have an agent.
Okay.
Yeah, just a manager.
So manager acting as an agent in a way?
Yeah.
Nice.
He does everything.
And then like, do you guys get together and be like, I want to go to Peoria? Or does
who wants to go to Peoria? No offense, Peoria. But.
Right, or does he just be like, hey, this is where I have leads, or this is where people...
Yeah.
It is funny, like you have to live your life like 3 months in advance. You have to book. You're booking a flight. You're planning ahead.
Yeah, I'm not good at that though. I even had my manager started booking my flights for me because I was losing so much money. I was losing so much money not booking my own flights.
Oh.
When I was booking them, I was not booking them. Right. So he kept being like, "Well, you need to book this," and I'd be like, "I can't." I like have a lot of trouble with like normal life tasks.
Comedian.
Yeah.
But it's honestly like
can't do it.
Do you ever get like flight anxiety? Like you're gonna book a flight and you know you should book it today, and you know it's like the window where it's gonna go up, and you still don't do it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I do all the time.
No, I literally do that every time. And I can't explain what it came from that I could not get myself to do it.
Right.
So finally I just said, can you do it? I gave him my card number so that he does it for me, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna
amazing.
fight, and he has a concept of the whole budget. and then so
yeah,
he's working
and he
it
knows
out.
how to get pretty good deals.
Yeah, it's an art.
Yeah, I dated a comic once, and he was like super expert at dating flights. I mean, not dating flights.
Flight attendants.
Not. He wasn't great at dating, but he was really good at
really good at flights. You're like,
he was really good.
You're like, I want to break up, but this is, I'm getting great deals. My income's way up.
My flights. He booked his own, but he was like he would look at it in advance because he was like a road comic, and he would just like look, 5 months in advance, and had all these good deals. And
I always worry about because the cancellation fee can like blow
so much.
It's so much. You're like, I try to stick with Delta now, like because
they're better than.
I just feel like if you build with one, even if you're paying like a little bit more over time, then you get status, and then you get the lounge.
That's true.
And that
You're
saves
smart
money.
with that stuff. See, you are grounded in business stuff.
I am. I mean, I went to business school, and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy investing. That's one of the things I do on the side. Like I invest in stocks and other things. I'm not a real estate guy. Like I have the house that I live in, but I just don't like flipping or doing any of that stuff or dealing renting. Even like this was hard because I gave up my place in West Hollywood and it was rent controlled, and I was like, oh, I should Airbnb, and I did it like 3 times. I'm like, I can't do this.
Do you own your house?
I do own the house.
Wow, that's amazing though. I mean, to own a house in LA,
it's not. It's a good goal. It's like one of those things.
Huge
it's like,
thing.
It's like we overestimate what we do in 1 year and underestimate in 10. So like in 10 years, like I got married, bought a house, got 2 degrees, started comedy. Like that's a lot in 10 years.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So you do work.
2 kids. Forgot about that.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That just shows that I have hope that things could turn around for me.
Turn around? You're on the upswing. What do you mean?
Am I?
You're getting late nights. You did JFL.
I didn't get touring. A late night.
You're getting. We're putting it out there.
Manifesting.
That's one of the things we always talk about, like goals, like on this pod, is like, what are the goals for this year and what do you want to manifest? And we did one with someone 2 weeks ago, and she's like, I want late night, and she just got it.
She did? Who?
Erica Spera.
Another Erica?
Another Erica.
That's hilarious. Good for her. Which one is she doing?
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah.
Oh, well, we can
edit it out.
Yeah. That's great.
But yeah, so we manifest it. So we're going to get one for you now too.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to have a line of comics outside the garage, and they'll just say they want late night, and they'll get it. And that'll be my whole thing. I'll be like a shaman. I'll charge $150.
I had that with when I was producing a show. Every time I had a guest on, something good happened after. Like
really?
I felt like it had really good juju or something. Like something like I would interview a guest, and then the next thing that they did was like, I mean, I had really good guests too.
Okay. What kind of show was it?
It was like a variety show, and I would have music, and then I would do an interview and comics. I want to bring it back, but I need to be in town and like focus on that.
Where was it at?
Oh, that's the other thing is I lost the venue. It was at Open Space on Fairfax.
Yeah, right.
It's like a perfect venue for it. Then I tried it somewhere else and it didn't really work there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Dynasty Typewriter might be good.
Yeah, that would be great for it. They love that type of stuff.
Yeah, I just have to like figure it out.
Right.
It's a lot of work to like get a show off the ground.
So much. It's like, yeah.
And then you're like, I don't even know if the rewards are, like, what am I getting? I mean, it's like a lot.
It's pros and cons. Like you end up, for me, I end up putting the show first. So it's not the same thought process as like just being a comedian
not
on
at all.
the lineup.
Right.
It's like I'm worrying about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so fun.
It gave me a lot of anxiety, to be honest.
It's a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even when you're doing it at a club or some other thing, there's still other stuff to worry about. Like someone's on the guest list. This is happening. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I felt like kind of manic. And then afterwards I'd be like, that was fun, I think.
Right. And then you're like, did I really take advantage of the stage time?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was good for me because I forced myself to host, and I hate hosting. And so I did I learned a little bit how to do that, even though I'm not great at it. But
yeah, I'd rather host than have a bad host.
Yeah, and they come for you, so you're. It's almost like you're throwing a party, and you're like, "Yep, welcome," right. And then you're the face of it, and it is a responsibility.
It's a responsibility. Yeah,
you're sort of taking the bullet.
Responsibility to the other comics, to the guests, to make sure it's a good one.
Yeah.
I just hosted at the Improv on Monday, and that was good too. I enjoyed that.
Which room?
In the lab.
The Lab.
It was a good lab show.
That's, you know what,
people.
I realized that honestly you can make or break the Lab by being a good host. I figured that out by watching Eric Griffin host. He hosted
The Lab?
He hosted his own show. So he headlined it and hosted it. And I have not seen a better host. He did such a good job and kept it moving, but also did his material in between.
Right.
And kept the energy really positive.
Right.
And I was like, that's like the Lab needs a good host. It can make or break. Because I've seen hosts get up there and just be like, hey guys, like be super low energy.
Right.
And it changes the whole vibe.
Low energy or just going right into bits. You can't go right into the bits.
Not in the Lab. The Lab is just so weird.
You got to get everyone.
I'm getting better at it, which I'm proud about because that used to be the bane of my existence.
Right.
I used to bomb there every time. And then I would just get, I'd have a meltdown. I would have a bomb and then have a meltdown. I would only have the comics at the bar laughing because they just knew. And then I'd be like, what do you guys want? I've tried crowd work. I tried being in the moment. I would just have, I used to do that every time.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I think I figured it out. One thing I do sometimes is I don't take the mic out because I feel like taking the mic out symbolizes I'm about to do a show. But they want a vibe of I'm just chilling.
Right. I don't need this.
I'm just walking out of here and we'll see what happens.
Right. And it can be like a spiral of like a spite spiral in a way. It's like if the host says this sucks, then the first comedian's like, you guys suck, and then the third guy's like, what's wrong with you? And then the fourth guy's, and then
by the end we're all mad at each other.
Right, because it takes a build there, but then by the third comic, if everyone's on a positive, it breaks open. The show broke open around the third comic, and it was just really awesome.
I'm doing a Lab again this Saturday. So
oh, nice. Which one?
Crossed. I don't know.
You don't know. A good one.
Just the improv, maybe the
improv one.
Yeah, if they have one, I don't know.
Yeah.
They just told me I could do it.
And Saturday's a great night. People go out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Saturday might be fun. I'm doing 3 shows there.
Oh, nice. Back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, I'm doing 2 Lab shows together, and then the late night show.
Perfect.
So that's good.
That's an evening at the Improv.
I feel good about that because I was no shows this week.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, what happened? I've nothing.
Yeah, mine's a little empty this week too.
Yeah, that gives me anxiety.
That's the sucks about LA is the second you don't look away and don't start booking, you have nothing.
That's what I know. That's why I love the road because you get the stage time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on the road for even a weekend, you get more stage time than in a month in LA.
Right.
It's worth it.
Well, 3 shows at the Improv, you're gonna have to be on the marquee. I mean, come on.
Probably not.
No? You've been up there before.
On the little one.
Not on the big one?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I haven't seen my face up there.
Oh, never?
Have you? No.
I've never. No.
I don't think.
It's pretty cool that they start doing that, and it's interesting as a tourist. If you come to LA, you would think the ones with the marquees are the best clubs, and drive right past the Comedy Store, not even knowing.
That well, there's so many rooms.
Yeah.
There's Laugh Factory, Improv, Comedy Magic, Comedy Store,
Pasadena. What's it?
Ice House.
Ice House, which is a great room.
Great.
That's one of my favorite rooms in town.
It's been really fun. I had a fun show there recently, and it wasn't packed, but it was still a good crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you have goals this year, late night. What else do you spend time planning in terms of the business side of what you want to achieve?
I mean, I'd like to do my own show.
Right.
Do a development thing, and I have a couple ideas. I definitely have. I pitched maybe a year and a half ago an idea that was just too vague. Mm-hmm. And now I really kind of see what the show would be more. Okay. So I want to write it, and I want to either write it with someone or develop it with a company that would help me make it. But yeah, I'd like to have my own show. Like a
30-minute show on TV type thing?
Yeah, like a half hour, but I picture it single cam. Okay. And a dark comedy. Oh, okay. Dark comedy sort of my genre.
Yeah. I could see that working.
Yeah.
And so the process is you need to basically write the pilot?
I mean, that's one way to get it done. I mean, I did pitch it recently, and I thought the pitch went great, but I don't think anything's going on. You think you have an amazing pitch, and then who knows what happens. But the idea is at least I have the idea. So I'd like to do the idea.
So you take you have the idea, which is great. You have the idea. That's the big step.
Write it. I mean, I can write it and try to sell it that way, or I could just have the idea and keep pitching it until someone's like, yeah, let's write it with you. Because I don't consider myself like a great script writer. I think I'm good at dialogue, but I'm not great at the technicality.
Like the arc and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not good at like how to craft a scene really. And I've thought about taking a class maybe because I think it might be holding me back because I think I could write a good script. That's why I like these short films because I think I can write a scene at a time. But then when you try to tackle a whole script, that's a little overwhelming.
Right. I feel the same way. Like I co-wrote something with a friend and I was like, let me just do the dialogue parts and you figure out.
Yeah, see, that's what I want to just do the dialogue
And he's
part.
doing like what is it called? Like a Bible, like a show.
I just don't like doing all the technical stuff. That's why you kind of need a TV writer to sort of help.
Yeah, but I can go into the zone and I have final cut or final draft and I was like writing it and I was like, oh, this guy's gonna say this. Like I can, that stuff flies out of me.
Yeah, me too. I like writing scenes.
Yeah.
But
I don't, it's like the overall thing. You need someone to like do that part of it. Producing, right? Producing.
Yeah.
Finishing.
Well, also just TV writers just know formatting and everything. Right. They're just they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. And it is such a big part. Like formatting is everything because it makes you in the pitch and like it makes you understand like, hey, this person knows what they're trying to sell. And
but otherwise it's better to just not go in with a script at all because the second you bring a script, they're either rejecting the script or not.
Exactly.
But if you bring in an idea, then they can add their own, they can add their own spin on it and they can be like, oh, I see what that could be.
Right.
Rather than, oh, this is either good or not.
Or get them hot for the idea and then come back with a script.
Sometimes that works, but honestly, it might be better to not have the script.
Yeah.
For me.
True. What was it like doing the Bring the Funny?
It was fun. It was so weird. Yesterday, I ran into two people one person who had been on it at the bank, and then I went to Rite Aid and ran into a crew member from it the same day.
Oh, wow.
It was just sort of a random Bring the Funny day.
Bring the Funny day. Was it someone you competed with or just someone?
I guess they won. Yeah, I guess we were all competing in a way, but they were in a sketch group, and I was stand-up. So it was
Did Morgan J win?
No.
Who won?
Valley Folk.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
It was fun. I think the best thing that happened from it is that more people came to see me at clubs.
Oh, perfect.
And I wasn't really I'm not like selling out from it, which, that would have been ideal as if like, oh, so many people saw you that now you're selling out. But at least it increased my visibility. Right.
That's a major credit, like a major network.
Yeah, it was a major network and it was a lot of pressure. But one thing I learned is I think I would have done some things differently now if I were doing it again. And I think those lessons are really good lessons. I would have done a few things differently.
Material wise or just branding or?
I think branding, like not branding so much as I don't feel that I was completely myself in it. And I felt I was swayed a little towards one part of my personality as opposed to like who I feel comfortable being. And a lot of it actually is like was wardrobe.
Right.
Like I felt like I wasn't wearing things that I was comfortable in, which is, you would think it's like kind of a big thing. I mean, kind of a small thing, but that's like a big thing.
Right.
Like you want to just feel really comfortable.
You want to feel funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind dressing up a little, but I felt a little prissy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like my image came across as a little bit like Midwest mom.
Right.
Like or Midwest like prissy girl, and I don't think that's really my vibe.
Yeah, you have more edge than what they portrayed.
Yeah. And more, and it's my fault because I let it go that way. I didn't have to.
But how do you, like, it's a lot of like, you're on this thing, there's pressure, and people are telling you, like, I guess they're the expert.
Well, it's partially my fault because I like brought in certain clothes that I never wear.
Right.
And they're like, okay, wear this. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable in this. And they're like, you brought it.
Yeah.
So it was my own fault. But I think I've learned that like when I do a late night spot, I want to be super comfortable. Like it's okay to be like, to wear something nice, but like I want to feel like this is me. Yeah. That, like I feel like clothing has a lot to do with like feeling yourself.
For sure. I mean, sometimes I'll put on clothes and I'm like, I can't do the show in this.
Right.
This is not going to work.
Yeah. You want to feel very comfortable,
Sebastian Maniscalco was talking about how like on pretty much all his specials, he's always had like a wardrobe issue.
Oh, really?
Like he's got one special where he's constantly like pulling down his shirt because it's like riding up.
I so relate to that.
He's like, why am I not trying on these clothes before I do the show or something like that? But it was really funny.
That is funny. I totally relate to that.
Yeah. It's just, it's part of this, like, even today when I called you, I was like, oh, by the way, we're doing video. It's like, you forget that like everything we're doing is being captured. Like you're going to the bank, you're seeing someone.
Well, I was thinking that with clubs now, they didn't used to take photos every time you performed.
Yeah.
You know, now you have to be like, oh, I wore that yesterday, like, and posted a photo in that. I guess I have to wear something different.
Yeah, I have 2 photos on my Instagram, different shows with same shirt next to each
other.
Yeah,
I wear like the same coat all the time in photos, and you're just like, oh, I guess she has one coat, you know?
Yeah. But I have like 5 things I like to wear on stage. And
I think that's fine. Yeah. I think comfort is the main thing. You want to feel yourself, and you want to feel comfortable.
Absolutely. There's this company that does like rent clothes now.
I know. I've heard of that. I just wrote a joke about that because I was like, you know what you can also do is you can go buy something at Goodwill and then you can return it to Goodwill.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense because people were like, they want this constant like Instagram profile thing. Yeah,
renting clothes sounds so ridiculous to me.
Is it like Rent the Runway or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Like they have a bunch of companies now. It all just seems totally ridiculous to me.
But what if you're going to one thing? You're like, I'm going to the Grammys.
So borrow something from somebody then.
What if you have friends that aren't your size?
I guess if it's the Grammys or something like that.
Yeah. I guess if you're going to the Grammys, you can afford to buy
people all rent clothes for the Grammys.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of
Everybody does. Yeah. I think everyone does that. But like the companies where people buy, like, rent it regularly, like where they like get one outfit a month or something. It just seems
I didn't even know about that.
Oh, yeah. There's one where it's like you can get one outfit
and then you pack it up and send it back?
You you spend so much money. You spend like $200 a month just to be in the
know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just went through and I threw out old shoes. It felt so good. It, like,
that does
room.
Feel good.
I feel like I have room for the new now.
That's smart.
But I'm going to stop wearing hoodies. That's going to be one of my goals for this year.
Okay. Well, aim high. Aim high.
I mean, look, I've had other ones. I said one of the goals.
Yeah, one of the goals.
But it's just like I feel like I need like a new thing.
Was I supposed to be writing this whole time? I feel
this
like
is just for me in case I want it. You can write. You
goals.
Can Goals, late night. That's a good one.
Late night is a good one because I haven't gotten one yet. And then get a show.
And the act of writing it is good too.
Oh, writing is a good idea. Yeah, writing it.
Yeah.
Writing it. I want to do a special at some point.
Special's good.
Special. Late night. Get a show.
Those are 3 great goals.
I want to move apartments because I hate where I live. It really affects my
That'll affect your energy.
Yeah, I really want to move apartments. I want to move back to West Hollywood.
Yeah.
I really liked West Hollywood.
Honestly, like West Hollywood's one of the best places in LA.
I know, I love it. Good there. It feels comfortable. I actually keep driving back. I used to live there, and I keep driving. I do all my errands there. I like it there. It's comfortable.
You have like a graffiti artist grip on the pencil.
I'm a weird writer.
Me too. I always did they ever give you the triangle and be like, hey, you're not writing right?
I don't remember that.
Oh, in elementary school, they put this triangle on my pencil, and they're like,
really?
You like hold it.
Weird. No, I don't. That's probably why I don't know how to write. I didn't get the triangles.
So you have late night special, writing, sell a show. I'll put out No Hoodies album this year.
That's good.
And at least apply for some late nights.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Should we get some lunch and then talk about our bits?
Yeah.
I think that's a great plan. So where do people find Erica Rhodes?
Oh, I'm everywhere.
On Twitter.
Instagram. It's all Erica Rhodes.
Don't look for her podcast because it's non-existent.
I don't have one.
But go to her great shows on the road. She's going to be everywhere.
I'm going to be in Australia.
Oh,
I'm doing the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Yeah, me too. It's such a long flight.
I know. Yeah,
and you need like a real reason.
Yeah.
That's what's great about comedy too, is you can travel places and be like, all right, I know what this is about, and then come back.
Yeah.
To America.
I know. Coming back to LA does feel nice, I have to admit.
It feels like home.
It does.
It's like a weird home, but it does.
It does. It's so like the weather's just so nice.
The weather's nice, and there's a certain amount of crazy here that I as much as you don't like, you like. You know?
Yeah, it's a love-hate thing for
right.
sure.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
I'll do it again.
Yeah. Awesome.